Hi, everybody. This is Dr. Kevin Hallinan. Please call me Kevin. And this is the 2021 semester for sustainable energy systems. Also the first time I've ever taught this class. And I must say, anytime I teach something new, I get really excited. Before I talk about what we're going to be doing this summer, I kind of wanted to put things in context. You're here in this class, I think, because you know we need to create a sustainable world. Our path is not sustainable. We'll explore later in the semester some of the drivers for sustainable energy systems, but the reality is we've got to act as a society, and we've got to act fast. And what this course offers, I think, is a means for you to grow in your ability to communicate the need for sustainable energy systems and the opportunities and the priority opportunities to make that happen wherever you go, be it in corporations, small businesses, nonprofits, governmental organizations, etc. You need to have the language, and you need to understand what the solutions are holistically to get to a sustainable world. And this course is really about giving you those tools and that language. I would say it's kind of important. A lot of people think that government can be the solution to move toward a sustainable world, but governmental budgets worldwide are only in the $25 trillion range, whereas corporate budgets, business budgets, sum to $90 trillion. Corporations can be more, businesses can be more nimble. They can make changes faster. It can also be a detriment to change, as we see with conventional fossil fuel derived industries. But in general, they're part of the solution. So no matter where you go, you need to have the language and you need to have the vision for getting solutions. I'd say this class is very big picture, but we'll also be developing some tools that will be useful to you as you look at any problem, particularly with respect to analyzing systems and kind of projecting what it will take to get from point A today to point B tomorrow. So with that said, two questions drive what we're going to be doing this semester. One is, how can the world reduce greenhouse gas emissions, almost all of which are associated with our use of energy some way, somehow, by 50% by 2030, in order to limit world temperature rise globally to below 1.5 degrees C, which is said to be the threshold for tolerable climate change to non-tolerable climate change. But we'll see, by the way, that we're on a pathway for substantially higher overall temperature rise since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution. And the second question is, how can we achieve, as a society, carbon neutrality by 2050 in order to create that sustainable future? What we're going to be considering in this class, in this order, is first, what is meant by sustainable energy? What does it mean? Looks like it just means the solar panels and wind turbines behind me. But it's not just it. So it doesn't even begin to capture what is needed to get to a sustainable world. We're also going to be looking at, in defining sustainable energy, what things, what measures, what metrics are included when we look at the systems and we design the systems in the world around us. Along the way, we need to know where we are now. Where are we? It's quite important to understand the current world context, where we're going in terms of sustainability and the metrics that we've defined, in order to define both the barriers and the opportunities for transformation. Thirdly, we're going to be looking at technical solutions. We as engineers probably have more influence over that, but frankly, it's not good enough. There are social, economic, and political solutions that need to be considered as part of the process. We can't just consider that the world is like the United States. There's a big difference between developed and underdeveloped worlds. So we'll be exploring solutions from both contexts, as there are students here from the United States and other developed portions of the world, but also some who are in our program that are in what would be called underdeveloped countries. So here's our process. This problem is hard, complicated, impossible pretty much to look at on gigantic scales from all the perspectives that eventually we're going to need to look at them. So my vision for the class is to start small. We're going to be looking at two local systems, one in the US and one in the developing world, and really asking the question, how do we get to those goals? What would be required in those type of environments? And then after looking at those local systems, we'll be expanding our view and extrapolating what we find to the broader world. By the way, this course will not involve any coding. It will involve data and analysis of data, and it will involve modeling, developing models, extrapolating trends, analyzing systems from many different layers: technical, economic, human, equity, all included in our analysis. So my pedagogy is, and I say this every semester I teach, if you've been in my prior classes, you've heard this before, but I'll say it again because I've got new folks with me. One of my favorite philosophers of all time is Aristotle. His influence, even on today's world, is gigantic relative to preparation for life. He said this: in order to do something, anything, you have to know. Knowledge is important. But in order to know, you have to do. So what I do in my pedagogy is to give you an opportunity to do, and then to learn through that doing. There's very little lecturing in my classes. Note, educational philosophy of Aristotle. There may be educational setup or kind of challenge setup. I pose weekly, and for the last assignment, 2 weekly educational challenges linked to the learning I want you to achieve. almost all of which comes with some ambiguity, some required thinking on your own, and if done right, some opportunity to be creative and to express your creativity. I believe that what you're going to be doing in this class has value to wherever you go as professionals. How you look at systems in particular is transferable to any new discipline. I do want to add, I'm a university professor, and so for 9 months a year, we're under contract. And if we teach in the summer, it's just because we consider that fun and maybe want to earn some additional money. That's not my situation. Really don't care about that aspect of things. I'm doing this because it's fun. However, I need to have some time for vacation. So if I did a full summer term, basically I'd have 2 weeks a year where I could take vacation. And I've been here 32 years. That's not what I do anymore. So we're going to do this class in 8 weeks. That's what I have done for about the last decade in my summer classes. And I have the freedom to be able to do that. How the class is going to work is every week I'm going to pose a challenge, set up that challenge with a mini lecture, and describe that challenge. And class time on Tuesdays and Thursdays will be dedicated toward your efforts toward that challenge. If you're in person or if you're taking the class asynchronously, if you're with me via Zoom during class time. If you're not, then nothing is really different, except I probably won't be there for your work. However, it will have numerous office hours, or at least some, not as much as I do during the normal academic year. But so you always be able to meet up with me. And I do have a TA Chan Chang Sun, who will be really helpful to all of you in person, synchronous or asynchronous. I've been doing these 3 modes of delivery for something like 15 years. So I have a lot of experience in being able to reach and successfully address the needs of each and every student. Everything that we do along the way will be in teams this semester of 3. And I'll be routinely working individually with your teams as we move through. Hey, that's all I wanted to say. Really excited to be with you this semester. Awesome. Thanks for being part of the ride. I look forward to getting to know you. Take care all.